Hey guys, I'm back with part 6 for this tutorial on how to build this mansion. Here in this video, we're going to go ahead and do all of the interior layout for the first floor of the main part of the house. So I went ahead and gathered up all the blocks we're going to be using here in this video. So I have some pillar quartz blocks, chiseled quartz blocks, light gray concrete, white concrete, quartz stairs, stone buttons, spruce planks, jungle planks, gray concrete, brown concrete, cyan concrete and green concrete, quartz slabs, iron trapdoors, and sea lanterns. Just in case, I'm going to go ahead and just add a few sea lanterns so we can see a little bit easier, and then we'll get right on into it. Okay, let's go ahead and start by doing the floors for the entrance and then the kitchen area over here. So I'm just going to be using a pattern between the pillar quartz blocks and the chiseled quartz blocks. So I'll go ahead and start with the chiseled, and you want to look at the front door, and off to the right side you want to make sure you're lined up with this glass window here, and then make sure you are 2 blocks after that, so right here. And we're just going to start with a pattern with the chiseled quartz. It's going to be brought all the way over to that wall. So every other block you want to place a block of the chiseled quartz. And then we're going to push it back towards that wall. So we'll go right here. Remember, just skip over every other block. And we'll bring it over to actually right there. And then this will actually be a pillar quartz block. And then the floors will be brought into there. So if I go up above, it's just this big square that we're going to be filling in right there. Okay? Now let's go ahead and switch to our pillar quartz block. And I just had these facing up so you can see the inside. And I just did this little, it's kind of like a checkered pattern between the two. So now wherever we placed the chiseled quartz, we're then going to place a pillar right here. So they're all just corner to corner. Alright? So I'm going to keep doing that until I have this entire space filled in, all the way up to right here. So I'll see you guys in a second once I have all these floors filled in. So I have it all filled in, and it's looking like that. So just to make sure, if you look over here at this wall, we brought it out from the edge there an extra 5. Okay? So just make sure of that. And then once again, it's 2 spaces right here after the edge of this window. Alright. So that is going to be the floors for the kitchen, the entrance right here where there's a staircase going up, and there's a little hallway back here. So that is all good. Now we're going to go ahead and fill in the floors here, and then for the bedroom and bathroom over there, and then for this room here, which is like a gaming or kind of like a sitting area. It's got a pool table and some couches. So we'll go ahead and focus on this area next. So let's go ahead and use our spruce planks to start filling in the dining room here and the hallway. So the spruce planks, we want to go ahead, we'll look at that window there. We want to make sure we're lined up with the 3rd block. So we're actually lined up with the edge of the wall here. So go ahead and have a strip of the spruce planks like that. We'll just bring it all the way along to right there. That's fine. And then we're going to fill in all the space here up until the edge of this wall right here. Okay, so this hallway here, and then this will be the dining room. So I'm going to go ahead and fill all this in. That looks good so far. Okay, let's focus on this room next. We'll be sure to grab our gray concrete, and we'll fill all of this in. So that's all filled in. Looking good. So far we have all of that. We have the wood here. And then the concrete over there. And by the way, that little strip of wood right there is going to be covered up by our walls. So if that looks a little weird to you, don't worry. It'll all be covered up. So no big deal. Alright, we'll head on over here. And we'll focus on this bedroom and bathroom. And then we'll actually start marking out where all the walls are going to be. Okay, here for the bedroom, we're going to be using the jungle planks. You can look at this window here over here on this wall. You want to make sure you're just on the second block after the edge of the window. And we're going to place a strip of jungle planks right here. Okay, it's also like right on the edge of this wall here. So just right there. So now, all the way over to the other side, to that wall, we're going to fill in with the jungle planks. So that all looks good. Now, let's go ahead and switch to our chiseled quartz blocks, and we're going to fill in the floors here for the bathroom. And that all looks good. So we have all the floors filled in for the main part of the house. Now let's go ahead and do all of the walls here on this floor. And then that'll actually be all we do here in this video. So, I'm going to go ahead and start with my pillar quartz blocks and the stone buttons. And we'll start just adding the door frame on some of the doors. And then we'll get onto the actual walls. So, from the front door, we're going to look towards the right. We'll head on over to this doorway here. And with our pillar quartz blocks, we'll go ahead and place 3 going straight up on each side. Then the 4th layer is going to be a corner block like that. And then 3 sideways blocks in between those. And then some stone buttons. And now we have our door frame like that. We'll head on over to the other door over here, which leads out to the outside towards this little garden area. And once again, with the pillar quartz blocks, we'll bring them up 3 on each side. The 4th block a corner one, and then 2 blocks in between those with the stone buttons again. Okay, now let's go ahead and start marking out the walls. Okay, we'll go ahead and look at the front door first, and we'll start filling in the walls here. So, be sure to have your light gray concrete. We'll go towards the right of the edge of this window here, and we'll place 2 layers of light gray. As well as right here in between those windows and the door. Right here. And then right here. With 2 extra spots. So that row and that row. Okay. Now let's go ahead and have a layer of chiseled quartz on top of those layers of light gray. So it's looking like that. Now let's go ahead and switch to the white concrete. We'll add 2 extra layers above that. Let me go ahead and move this sea lantern. Alright, so make sure to just go around the edge of the windows. Don't cover it up like that by accident. So it's looking like that. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and switch to some gray concrete. Not light gray, but gray. And we'll continue with the 2 layers at the bottom. And bring it all the way over to here. Make sure to skip over those windows, so it's looking like that. And then we'll bring it all the way along this wall towards the back there. Now let's go ahead and have our layer of chiseled quartz. And then we'll have the layers of white concrete. So just this section here has the light gray at the bottom. And then everywhere else is just the regular gray. So this is what we have so far. Now let's go ahead and look at this back wall. We'll switch back to our gray concrete and continue with that. So right here in between the glass, we'll have the 2 layers there. Right here, pretty much just line it up where all that white concrete is. And then right here, we're going to go ahead towards the left and make sure to place 7. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're just right on the edge of our floors here where the quartz is. So just make sure of that. Let's go ahead and have another layer. And then just the same pattern we had over there. So our chiseled quartz and white concrete. And make sure to get this little space here in between the windows. So it's looking like that. We'll go over here. Same thing. Okay, what I want to do is just continue with the white concrete and add one more layer on top of all of these walls. So we'll start here, go ahead and replace that sea lantern, we'll just place it there for now. Just one layer on top of all of the walls we just did, and this is how far up they're going to be brought for the first floor. So right above the glass there for this back wall. Okay. So there we go, that's all looking good so far. So I'm looking towards this wall here, and then we'll look over towards the edge. So just make sure you are over at this back wall. Make sure you have your gray concrete, and we'll just bring over this wall 1 extra block in. So just continue the pattern like that. Now go ahead and switch to your pillar quartz blocks, and we're going to start shaping out a doorway here. So bring it up 3 in height. We'll skip over 2 spaces, have another 3. Then the 4th block is going to be a corner block, so we'll just place an additional one like that for now. And we'll go on this side where our wooden floors are. We'll place the corner blocks like that. Let's go back on the other side and just straighten out these blocks so they're corners as well. And this door is going to be doubled up, so we'll go back on the wooden side and just add another layer right here, going straight up. So it's a double thick doorway like that. And then we'll have the 2 extra spaces going side to side in between the corner blocks. And then our stone buttons to cover up the corner. Okay, so half of our doorway is lined up with our quartz floors here, and the other half is lined up with the wood floors. Let's go on the top, have the 2 additional layers of the white concrete. Let's go down here towards the left, and we'll bring it over 2 more layers. So, this wall is looking like that. Now, let's go towards that side over there. We're going to continue our wall, so we're going to have 4 layers. So back to the gray concrete, bring it over 4. We're going to have another doorway here, just like how we did that one. Alright, so I just brought it up 4 in height like that, 2 blocks of space. And then we'll go on the other side, and we'll double it up. And the 4th block on this side will be our corner block. And then on the other side, we'll straighten it out. And then we'll have our sideways blocks. And the stone buttons. Okay. We'll have our 2 layers of the white concrete. And there we go. Let me maybe add a light right here. Now, off to the left of this doorway, we'll continue with our gray concrete. We'll have 2 layers like that. And then our pattern. Alright, so that looks good. And then over here on this side is actually all going to be our light gray pattern. But first, let's go ahead and do the doorway over here. So if we look at the front door, we're going over towards the right. So with your gray concrete, actually we'll look at this wall here. So we want to make sure to leave one space. So we're going to be lined up at the edge of the gray concrete here, or of the light gray, before you meet up at the gray. So we're right here. So make sure you have your light gray, and we'll bring one strip going up with our pattern. So it's looking like that. And then we'll go ahead, this doorway is going to be wider and taller. So it's going to be 4 blocks wide instead of the 2 here. And it's going to be 1 block taller. So with your pillar quartz, we're going to bring it up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for now, like that. This will be the corner block here. We'll skip over 4, do another 5, leaving one space in between the edge of this door and that one. So we just have one space right there. Okay, we'll go on the other side, we'll bring it up 4, and then that 5th block will be our corner block. We'll do the same on the other side. And then our sideways blocks. And then I had a little bit of an arch. So I'm just going to have quartz stairs in each corner on the inside like that. And then we'll have our stone buttons to cover up the corner of the door. Okay, so now if I walk in from the entrance, we have that door straight ahead. And then we turn to the right, we have this wider door. If we work our way towards the left, we enter into a hallway here, which leads back out towards the entrance, but also leads into here, which is the dining room. Okay, so let's head back towards the entrance. We'll continue this wall here. So have your white concrete here on the top. We'll go down here at the bottom. We'll have the 2 layers of light gray, chiseled quartz, and then white going all the way up. And then we'll look at this wall here. We'll continue with the white concrete above the door and over to this side. And then our chiseled quartz and the 2 layers of light gray. Okay, so it's looking like that. Let's go to the other side of this wall and continue with the gray, not the light gray, but the gray. We'll fill in this little space here, right around the doorway, and back down, and it connects back to the wall here. Alright, so from this side you just see all gray, all throughout there, so that looks good. And then from this side it's all light gray. Alright, so now we pretty much have all of the walls done for this side. So let's go ahead and look at this opening right here leading in towards the dining room. So make sure you have your pillar quartz block. We'll go right on the edge of the wall here on the entrance. And we'll have 3 pillar quartz blocks going up like that. We'll skip over 2, have another 3. We'll go behind that and do an extra layer. The 4th block will be the corner. Like that. And then our sideways blocks. And once again, this half is lined up with the quartz floor, and this half is lined up with the wood floor. And then we'll have our stone buttons on the corner. Okay, let's go ahead and switch to our light gray. We'll line up with this side of the doorway, so right on top of our quartz. We'll cover all that up. So we have the 2 layers there. We'll have the layer of chiseled quartz, and then the rest of it white. And by the way, right here we will have a staircase going up to the 2nd floor, so some of this wall will be removed, but for now we'll just go ahead and leave it. But eventually we will have to cut down a few of these white concrete layers, but it's no big deal. It'll be literally like a split second. Alright, but we probably won't even worry about doing the staircase in this video, so we're not even going to focus on that. So, that's what it's looking like. This door should be right on the edge of the wall there, leaving one space away from the glass. So that all looks good. So the entire entrance of the house is all done. Okay, so I'm here in the living room, and we're just going to have the same pattern that we did for the light gray concrete walls. So, make sure you have your light gray. We'll just go into this little spot here, and bring it right along this wall until we meet up with the wall there. We'll have our additional layer of the light gray, and then our layer of the chiseled quartz, and then the white concrete. So just the same pattern for the other wall in there. So that all looks good. We have that filled in. Now let's go ahead and focus on this wall leading into that hallway. So continue with your gray concrete. We'll place 4 going in like that. And then we'll just bring up the rest of the wall. Okay. Now let's go ahead and mark out a doorway. So back to your pillar quartz blocks. We'll bring it up 3. Skip over 2, have another 3, and then this 4th layer will be a corner block, but on this side we'll go ahead and double it up. We'll have our stone buttons, and then we'll continue with our wall. And then we'll bring the wall all the way over towards the right, up until we're up against that wall there. Oh, whoops, that is actually light gray, my bad. So, light gray here, there we go. So our 2 layers of the light gray. And then we'll continue our pattern. So that wall is all marked out, and remember 4 spaces of the wall here, and then we start our doorway. So it's looking like that. Okay, let's look over here towards this opening, and we'll continue with our pattern with the light gray walls. And we'll bring this over by 3 blocks like that, and then we'll just continue with our pattern. Okay. So I just brought it out 3 like that, and we'll go behind it now, and continue our wall on this layer. So with the light gray, we're going to just have 1 block there, and then another one after that. So a total of 2. Now we're going to have a doorway which is going to be 3 blocks wide. So have your pillar quartz blocks. We'll skip over 3. And then we'll actually bring it up a total of 4 because that's going to be our corner block. So we'll go on the other side and add that now and double it up. Let me fix that corner block. So now half of the doorway is lined up with the wood. The other half is lined up with this gray concrete. Now we'll add our stone button on the corner. And then we'll continue this wall here. Let me add a sea lantern. Did that really do much? Not really. Yeah, we'll leave it right there. So, for this wall, you can see we just have this little space of 3, and then the wall continues on the other layer. So just make sure you have this space of 3 that juts out an extra block, and it's like on the 2nd block, so we have our glass. We leave this empty space here, and then it's on that 2nd space. Alright. Now let's go ahead and continue our wall. So we'll have our layers of white concrete on top of the door. And then we'll have light gray right here in the corner. So 2 spaces there, and then 2 spaces here. So this little L shape. Okay. And then we continue it along this wall and we'll have all that filled in. So we'll bring this right over here. And then once we actually start doing the furnishings, we are going to have some cutouts right here on this wall in between the doorways. But we won't worry about that just yet. Once we get to the furnishings, we'll go ahead and do the little cutouts. But we have the walls and floors, like this entire room, all laid out. So when we walk in from the entrance, this is what it looks like. We have a doorway leading towards that hallway. We have that doorway leading into the living room, game room area. And then another one leading into that hallway, which leads to the kitchen. Let's head on into this room next. We'll fill these walls in. Okay, so for this room, we're going to be using the light gray, the chiseled quartz, and this green. We'll swap out the white concrete for now. So we're going to start with the light gray. We'll look over here at this wall, and we're just going to bring it straight across to the other side. So this is actually going to be an empty space. So we'll line up with the door and bring it right along here. If you don't want this random empty space, or if somehow you are building this in survival and you don't want mobs to spawn here, then you could go ahead and just start filling it in. But I'm going to have a strip of light gray there. And then we'll go in between all of these windows, up until the edge of this wall. We'll bring it over until we are one right there. Or actually, that space is going to be empty. We just want to make sure to leave 3 spaces here. So we're going to go right into here and fill all that in. So this corner, they're not going to like pretty much connect like that and flow together. We're going to leave that corner empty. Okay? And then we'll continue this back up towards that wall. And then right up against our door like that. Alright, and then we'll have another layer of the light gray, a layer of chiseled quartz, and then 3 layers of the green. And that all looks really good. So we have it all filled in. Now we'll head on to the hallway into here. And then eventually we'll do this bedroom and the bathroom. After that, we'll start covering up most of the rooms with our ceilings. The only room we're not going to do is the entrance here, because this will have our staircase going up. This is actually all going to be open all the way up to the 2nd floor. So we'll go ahead and do the ceilings for the kitchen and this little hallway here. The game living room area over there. The dining room here. This hallway, and then the bedroom and bathroom. But first, let's go ahead and do these walls. We'll do that, and then we'll leave it at that here for part 6. Okay, let's go ahead and fill in this hallway. So we're going to have the same pattern with the light gray. So go ahead and switch to that. We'll look over here towards the left. We'll fill in the 3 spaces here for that corner. And then we'll bring it all the way until we're at the edge of the wall here. So same with this side, we'll fill in these 2 spaces. Bring it all the way over to the edge of the wall on that side. So that's all looking good. We got a nice hallway here. Oh wait, what the heck? I just realized I used light gray at the top as well. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and swap out this light gray with the white concrete. My bad, I didn't even realize. Yep, that looks good. Alright, back to the way it should be. So, we'll look at this wall next. Just this little space here, we're gonna have a doorway leading into the bedroom. So with your light gray concrete, we'll have a layer on each side. And then our doorway will be right in the middle. So we'll just bring it up by 4 layers on each side for now. And then we'll head on to the other side, we'll bring it up by 3, and then the 4th block will be our corner block, just like we've done everywhere else. So the hallway is all done, all marked out. We'll head on into the bedroom next. And in here, we're going to be using brown concrete, white concrete, and the chiseled quartz. So these 3 blocks here. So we'll start with the white concrete. And we'll look over here. Well, let's see. It's going to be lined up right here on the edge of our wood with our wall. So yeah, we'll look at the doorway from where the hallway is. We'll head on towards the left. We'll place 2 blocks of the white. And then we'll bring this right on over to the other side. We will have a doorway leading into the bathroom, but we won't worry about that just yet. And then we'll bring this all the way over and just pretty much start filling it in. And I'll go up above so you can see exactly how big this room is, see what I actually marked out. So, this right here is going to be the entire bedroom. Now we'll have a layer of chiseled quartz on top of that. And then we'll have 4 layers of the brown concrete. These walls for this bedroom are all filled in. Now we'll look at this wall over here, and we'll mark out where the doorway leading into the bathroom will be. So we're going to head on over more towards the left, and we're going to skip over 2 spaces, and we'll carve out 3. And then we'll do an extra 3 layers after that, so it's a total of 4 in height. So 3 blocks wide, 4 in height. We'll switch to our pillar quartz blocks. We'll bring it up 4 on each side, so this is just going to be a 1 block wide doorway for the bathroom. We'll have our sideways block. We'll go on the inside here, add our extra layer, and make sure to have the corner block. Now your stone buttons. And we now have this doorway for the bathroom marked out. We'll go ahead and fill in our walls for the bathroom. So, we're going to be using the cyan concrete and the pillar quartz blocks. So we'll start with the pillar quartz, and we're just going to have 2 layers going straight up and down here at the bottom. And then on top of all of this, we'll have 4 layers of cyan concrete. Now we have all of the walls filled in here for this bathroom. So, there we go, we have the entire layout for the first floor here for the main part of the house. And I want to do one more thing here in this video before we end it off, and that is all of these ceilings. So we're going to be 1 block above our walls, so here on this layer, and we'll add a layer of the white concrete. And then pretty much everywhere else, so for this this hallway, for the dining room, and for the hallway and bathroom here will be light gray ceilings. And then here will be white as well. So I'll show you what I mean, but first let's focus on these rooms, which is going to be white concrete. So for this bathroom and bedroom, we have white ceilings, so we filled all that in. Here for this hallway, we're going to have light gray. Okay, so that's filled in. And then here for the dining room will also be light gray. Alright, I have the dining room all filled in. For this room here is going to be back with the white concrete. So we have the ceilings now filled in for this room. So that's just all white concrete. And then we'll head on into this hallway and kitchen area, and this is all going to be light gray again. And remember to leave the entrance here all open. Alright, so that's all filled in and looking good. Now I do want to add some crown molding and a little bit of extra detail in the ceiling, and then we'll add all of our sea lanterns, and then we'll leave it at that here for this video. So I'll head back on in here to the bedroom and we'll start doing the little decorations in the ceiling in here next. So we're going to be using the quartz stairs, the quartz slabs, iron trap doors, and these sea lanterns. So first, I'm just going to go throughout all of the rooms and add regular crown molding. So with your quartz stairs, just place them upside down all along the edge here at the top. So this is just some simple crown molding, but I will be adding some slabs to add a little bit more, just a little bit more decoration to the ceiling. But for now, we'll just go throughout every room and add some standard crown molding. So I went throughout all of the rooms and we just have some regular crown molding like that. And something I actually want to do is replace this white concrete here with full blocks of quartz. I didn't do this at the original build, but this is something that I do like to do, so it looks like the crown molding flows a little bit better right where these window spaces are. So you could just leave it white concrete if you like how it looks right now, but I just think it looks a little bit better having it full blocks of quartz. Since it is all the same blocks, I think it just flows together a little bit better. So we'll see what that looks like. Yeah, I think that looks a lot better. And then we also have the quartz stairs here on the outside as well, which kind of flows with it. So I think that looks good. We'll leave it like that. We're back here in the bedroom and we'll start adding some of these slabs. And then we'll start filling in the sea lanterns and covering them up with iron trapdoors for our light. So we'll start here in the bedroom next. So we'll start with our quartz slabs and we'll just place one in each corner. And then we'll go right down the middle and have slabs right along from one side to the other. So long ways and then the shorter way as well. So right down the middle here too. So if you look at that corner, we have 4 spaces of white concrete for now, because we are now going to have a corner on each side right there in the middle. And then right here on each side of this little space here in the middle as well. And then, right in the actual center, we're going to carve out a hole right there in the middle, fill in a slab in each corner around that, so now we have a square. And there we go. So that's the little detail I wanted to add here in the ceiling for this bedroom. We are going to have a little bit of a chandelier hanging down right here in the middle, but we'll do that when we do the furnishings. But I do want to still add some lights, so we'll have a sea lantern just in each one of these little spaces here. That will cover it up with the iron trapdoor. And we'll leave it at that. So, the entire layout for this bedroom is all done. Once again, we will have a chandelier hanging down right there. And if it does look a little bit dark still, we will be adding some more lights here on the floor level where all of the furnishings will be. But there we go. That's all looking good so far. Here in the bathroom, we're not going to have anything special. We'll just have maybe some lights on each side, and we'll cover them up with the iron trap doors. And that's all there is to that. Okay, we'll head back on out here for this hallway. Once again, nothing special. We'll just have sea lanterns here and whoops, and right here. Let me replace that. Okay. And then here in this dining room, we will have a little bit more decorations. And then in here, I actually didn't have any, but I will add some. I think I just completely forgot to add some in here. Okay, you know what? I think what I'm going to do is just leave it empty in here. So we'll just add some lights and pretty much leave it like that. So maybe one there and there. Over here as well. And then some more towards the middle. So right there. And right there. Okay. Alright. We'll cover all those up with the trapdoors. And I think that should be good. And then we have the dining room, so we'll head on to this next. So here in the dining room, we'll switch back to our quartz slabs. And we'll leave 3 spaces here. And we'll have a strip going from one side to the other. So remember, 3 spaces like that. Head on over to this other side and pay attention to this part that juts out. We'll skip over 3 from that. And you can see we do have 4 spaces away from the part that's 1 block further. But we'll go ahead and focus on this part, so it's 3 spaces there. Alright. And that's actually pretty much it. We'll just have some corners on each side. And then we'll head on into the kitchen. Oh yeah, first let me go ahead and do the lights in here. So we'll just maybe have a sea lantern there. Or maybe just one in the middle. Yeah, probably just one right here in the middle should be good. Actually, that is not even center. Alright, you know what? We'll have one here and one there. That should be a little bit better. Yeah, that's cool. There seems like there's a lot of light over here. It's just that? Okay. And then right here at the center, did I have any chandeliers in here? I don't think so. Or I might have. I might have had some. But we'll go ahead here in the middle, maybe have 2 right there, and 2 right there. And that should be fine. We'll maybe make some adjustments if needed for the little lights that might be hanging down. Okay. And that all looks good. Oh, let me delete that. We did all the lights in here, yep. So now the final space is in here. So we'll switch back to our slabs. I'm going to line up at the corner here, have a strip of the slabs, and line up at the corner here. And once again, just another strip. And then we want to be right in the middle, so we'll skip over 4 spaces and have another strip right there. Nothing here. And then I believe just one more here. Yep, 4 spaces here as well. Okay, so that's pretty simple. Now we'll just have some corners. And what are we gonna do here? Maybe like that. Yeah, that's fine. Right here. And we'll probably just leave it like that. We won't have any in anywhere else. Okay, let's add our lights. Right here in the middle, probably just 2. How did I have 1 here? Oh, it's a little off center, that's why. And that should be good. Doesn't have to be anything perfect. Should I have... Wait, did I forget slabs here? Oh, I did. I forgot some slabs here. So we'll move... Should we move this over? Oh, we really can't. Alright, we'll just leave that light there. That's fine. We could maybe add an extra one so it looks more evened out. Okay. And I think we got all the slabs where we want them. So there we go. Let me delete that. I'm going to leave a little bit of extra light in here. And we're going to leave it at that here for part 6. So in part 7, we'll be sure to do all of the upstairs here for the second floor. And then in part 8, we'll probably do the attic up there for the 3rd level. And we might even do everything here for the garage. We'll try to squeeze that all into part 8, but we'll see. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and leave it at that here for part 6. If this did help you, be sure to please leave a like, subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys in part 7.